All right, welcome to the Fan Forum live. We are here on a lovely Tuesday evening. I am joined with my co-host, me. Um, there's no Hitch tonight, which brings me to my next point. We have now partnered with DraftKings, and you will be able to bet on Hitch. Not only will you be able to bet on will he be on each episode, but you'll be able to bet how many cigarettes he smoked, how many beers he's consumed, how many times he swore, how many times he tried to swear but then stopped himself. And of course, the almost infamous how many times did he slaughter some Detroit player's name? So I just want to let you know, get out there, place your Hitch bets right now. If you're looking to win some big money this season, I hear you. You can't go wrong with Hitch. But no, seriously, thanks for joining us. I just want to remind everybody right now to subscribe. If you're listening right now on whatever platform you're listening, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button, the notification button. It helps us get out there in the algorithm. It helps other people that don't really know us see our podcast, see whatever the hell you want to call this thing. I think once we get the ball rolling on the actual Lion season, you'll start to see. Well, I'm hoping we'll start to see some in fan engagement. We've got the Fan Forum Facebook group, which I wanted to bring up right now. Which I'll tell you what, it's no matter what time of the season it is, this thing is always good for some comments and some entertainment. So, just wanted to go down and shout out some people that are kind of crossing over with some Tigers talk right now. I threw it out to the Fan Forum and asking them what are you guys excited about? What's kind of got everybody going, right? We're kind of in an interesting place right now where football season is just around the corner. We've got the Hall of Fame game coming up at the end of July. Then we've got NBA free agency, which is really going on right now. We've got, I guess you could call it NBA free agency. That's a little weird, and we can talk about the Pistons and some of these sign and trade strategies and rumors. But we've also got Tigers baseball. It's just a really interesting, fun time right now. So I'm looking forward to football season because, guys, once we get that going, we're going to have the Tigers rolling past the All-Star break, which is the best time to watch baseball, in my opinion. And we're going to have the start of a really good, healthy Lion season. So while we talk about that, I throw it back. Okay, I got to give a shout out to the live stream chat. Guys, I can see it this week. I made sure to check all my little technical errors, and I think I've gotten them all figured out. So I want to say what's up to the doc. The doctor says what's going on. He's in. We always know the doc's in. And the dude's in the house. And he finally changed his name. I'm sitting here thinking, who's this Anthony dude who's just like putting all these insightful comments on all these messages? And then I figured it out, who each person is now. So thanks, guys, for hopping in. I really appreciate it. You guys, last week, you guys were firing off some insightful comments when I had Hermdo on, and unfortunately, I couldn't see your comments in the live chat, but rest assured, I see them now. All right, so I got the Fan Forum pulled up real quick, and I just wanted to bring this up. Guys, I love that you guys are putting some stuff, off-season Lions stuff on here, because it even says Detroit Lions, right? And we've got guys going on here contributing. So thanks to Kirk, thanks to John Scarcella, and congratulations on getting married, by the way. Thanks to JT, the doc. We got Bobby on here commenting on some Tiger stuff, right? It really means a lot, especially to Hitch. This is his bread and butter. He put all the work into setting this Facebook group up. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Jake, You've been on here a lot commenting. We won't get into your voicemails just yet, but you were kind enough to call the grit line and offer some insightful, well, you had some opinions, some questions. And not a lot had to do with sports. So far, we've gotten a lot of calls on the grit line, a lot of messages, but nothing has to do with sports, which is really interesting. And truthfully, I'm waiting for Hitch to come on so I can play them for him live. So it's not that I forgot about you guys, but um, I can't not have his reaction streaming live. It's just too funny. So also thanks, shout out to my mother-in-law. She's always liking the content. Um, McSkeeter, the Skeeter has arrived back into the chat. Um, our faithful follower has come back. All right, it's Ryan, so we'll say Ryan. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Um, I also wanted to comment on here too, guys. I was a little disappointed. Not a lot of people got my Hitch spotted on I-94 in the white Bronco thing. The shout out to the O.J. Simpson, but I don't know. Maybe it's the summertime and not everybody's looking. But yeah, so thanks for commenting on the fan forum. I appreciate it. It's interesting to see some people's opinions. Right now, it seems like the conversation is torn up between everyone is super hot on Skubal for his lights out, probably repeating Cy Young pitching, and the Steve Eiser plan and where that's at. And I think when Hermdo was on last week, and I want to give a shout out to him too. He came on, guys, unexpected. I put it on him last minute. We haven't hung out and talked in years, but we've been keeping back and forth on social media, and he just threw it all out there and showed up. So I want to say thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Go check out his YouTube page. He does a lot of, well, I'd say it started off as like comedy skits, and then now he's covering some conspiracy stuff, which I love, and Hitch loves too. He claims to like not love it, but he secretly loves it. I think it keeps him up at night, so I think that's why he doesn't talk about it as much. But yeah, so just again, oh, Low, the do, he's got some comments. We'll go back to the chat, boys. I like this. Quick thoughts on the Tigers. They need to go all in at the deadline or trade Skubal. Okay, you literally, I like where you're headed at. Thank you for bringing that up and keeping me on track with Skubal. So, Tarek Skubal is everything Casey Mize was supposed to be. He's not the unanimous first pick, right? But he's the power arm. He's everything we wanted. He replaces Justin Verlander. I don't have to tell you guys that stuff. But if you really think we're going to trade him at the winter meetings, no. When did Matt Millen become the GM of the Tigers? No, absolutely not. Right? That is not a Scott Harris move. He hasn't been around long enough, but I just don't see that happening. I mean, he looks like a once in a generation arm. Not only to mention is he young, but he's a freaking lefty, right? I mean, it was nice to have Verlander, but I can't. Do I have to tell you guys how important left-handed pitching, left-handed anything in any sport is? So I just think that one, I'm going with you. We go all in at the deadline. Now, what does that look like? You know, I want to say it's a third base or a big bat, but I think it's more starting pitching. And we can go back and forth on that, but I say all in at the deadline. What we have right now with this young core of Tigers team is a phenomenal coach, the most prepared team in baseball. And I'm going to go out and say that. They are the most prepared team in baseball, week in and week out. Every time you see them come up to any type of matchup, I mean, we kind of called A.J. Hinch out in this beginning of the season for his positional changeups, but guys, they work. Right, we're almost at the All-Star break. This shit works with him. There's a reason we brought him in, and I think now that the reins have been taken off and Scott Harris and him are just like Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they're lockstep. We're seeing the genius of this guy and what he can do. He's just the most prepared coach in baseball, And now that he has a really young, we'll say healthy roster, aside from Jackson Jobe, he's got weapons to deploy all over the field. So I look at this guy as, you know, we're running like Delta Force with our baseball team. I mean, it's not just one guy is the ultimate contributor. Now you can, yeah, Riley Green has the high average, but this is like a special hit team. I mean, they go out there every game overly prepared for whatever situation they're put in. So that's just what I'm thinking about that. All right, Mosquito says, all I got to say for sports right now is the Wings are taking another massive L this year. You know, yeah, they are. I'm not going to even pretend because I didn't want to break Hermdo's heart last week, but he is a big, I would say like Hitch and I are with the Red Wings. He is like that with, or I'm sorry, Hitch and I are like that with the Lions. He's like that with the Red Wings. So I try to give him his grace and his respect, but dude, this is just, I'm sorry. I feel like this is the last year. Steve Yzerman seems like he is chasing, kind of like what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing, chasing aged old names, 1-year deals, which I always liked that with Brad Holmes, but that was a different situation. I feel like Steve Yzerman, dude, you're on what, year 7 now? You got to stop with these 1-year deals, man. You should be deep into building around your core guys, and I don't feel like we're there yet. I don't proclaim to be an expert on hockey. I know the sport. I follow it from a distance. And yeah, sure, once they get a little, I don't know, 10, 20 games into this season, I'll start paying attention a little bit more to see how things go. But what I see right now is I'm going to go with the Skeeter on this one and say it's a massive L. All right, he says, quick Red Wings thought, another season of missed-seed playoffs and time for Stevie Y to put up or shut up, which, man, you took it right out of my mouth. You kind of recapped what I said. I'm over it, man. Like, you've done a really nice job with your entire resume up until now, and it's sad that it's like this with the Red Wings, but I want it to. I think that everybody wants it to happen, but there can't be too many people in this city that don't want him to succeed. But he seems to have the support of the Illiches. Again, I don't blame them. He's kind of given them their empire in a sense, at least with hockey, or the face of the empire. But yeah, put up or shut up. Let's call it at that. All right, so the Dew also says, quick Pistons thought, love the moves thus far, could win the East. The East is wide open. I think my kid's AAU team could compete in the East, but I don't hate the moves. It looked like we were going for Malik Beasley on a 3-year deal, which I was all about. We need three-point shooting. We love what he did. He was Mr. Clutch. And then comes the gambling accusations, which, sorry, folks, we can argue up and down if this guy is betting on his games, if he owes people, so he's keeping the spread where it needs to, whatever you want to argue. And I already posted a couple conspiracy videos of him doing it, but I think once the feds are coming at you, especially in one of these big 3-letter sports agencies and the 3-letter government agencies are coming for you, you're pretty much got the mark on you. Not only is no team going to touch you until you get all this blows over, but now your market value's tanked. I mean, that 3-year, $49 million deal that I think I saw out there, that's gone, dude. You're back to veteran minimum, and you're maybe playing in China. So they seem to already pivot and start coming up with a couple different options. But again, this is that weird sign and trade thing. So whenever I see certain players get signed on these little 1-year deals, I can expect something strange to happen where they get traded back to us. Like Dennis Schroeder goes over to the Kings, right? He could come back right to us from, I think, was it Malik Mosley? But I did see us get Duncan Robinson, which 3-point shooting ace from Michigan, like that. I'm cool with that, man. I'm when it comes to the Pistons, what I saw from them and the way they ended last season is kind of like what the way the Tigers ended last year, where it's like, okay, I'm going to go out and trust you to make your offseason moves. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You're probably going to go out and get a bunch of role players to keep the ball rolling on this, no pun intended. But I don't really think there's going to be some answer to Cade Cunningham's Robin, right? I don't think you're going to see number 2 get signed. I think they truly think Jaden Ivey, and I love Jaden Ivey, can fill that role. And God bless him. We'll see what happens. But the NBA is so weird, which it's why I love the NFL so much. It's so hard cut you can watch them in the legal tampering period, and then you can roll right into seeing the contracts get signed. It's so much more transparent in the NFL. So I just enjoy that because I feel like I can stay on top of it. Okay, so the dude says legit number 2, a right-hand hitter or bullpen help for the Tigers. Hey, great with me. I think that's kind of what I talked about. I'm cool with that, man. Honestly, if we could get a legit, and when you say number 2, you're talking like a complimentary to Riley Green's 298 average. I think that'll take a lot of heat off some of these guys to not have to come out every single night and be hot. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea. God, McSkeeter goes, I don't think there's going to be another 10 years for the Red Wings. Man, I mean, what's another 10 years, right? At this point, you might as well just push them off. And yeah, Doc says I was just going to say we're living in the Red Wings round 2, right? It's kind of like they're the Lions now. Sorry, all 4 teams can't be that great. I don't know. It just seems like the law of averages in Detroit are one king will reign supreme on top. The Red Wings, you had your time. The Tigers, I think you reigned supreme in the early 2000s. The Pistons, you had your going to work bad boy era. You didn't really reign supreme. But yeah, dude, I'm sorry. This is Lions Town from here on out. I'm wearing a Detroit Tigers jersey because it's baseball season, but still, in my eyes, this is Lions Town from here on out. Oh, Jesus. So here we go. I was warned about you. I was warned about the dew. I was. And I have a lot of friends like you. That's why I think you need to be on here with Hitch. It says the Lions. I could see them missing the playoffs. I wish I could put some evil music behind this right now. You could see them missing the playoffs. I really want to understand how you can see them missing the playoffs. Now, I understand it's a very tough schedule. They're not winning the strength of schedule. But what could you see them doing? A historical injury-ridden season, making them miss the playoffs? They had that last year, and they were 15-2. Now, I know you're trying to rage bait me into going down this. They're going to beat the 15-2 record. But I don't see them missing the playoffs. Now, I could see them not winning the North. I'll give you that take. I really will, because it's a pretty stacked division in my eyes with a lot of young talent. Right? We know Green Bay as much as we hate them. We know what they're capable of. They're very dangerous. I mean, they are a dangerous team, and they seem to get better. Minnesota, no matter what we throw at them, here's your quarterback. It's Sam Darnold. Due to their really good coaching, they've got a really good team. Their roster is a very good roster. The Bears, I'm not trying to be a Ben Johnson hater, but they're the Bears. I'm not worried about them. So, yeah, I could see them not winning the North. not getting home field advantage, all those things. But I don't know, man. I'm pretty confident that we'll at least make the playoffs. And those injured players, I think you're talking about. I mean, that was a strange season, right? I mean, not every single one of those players has a history of injuries. So, not going to let you rage bait me into that, and I know you're trying, and I respect it. Oh, I have a soundboard, my friend. I do. I have a soundboard, sir. It's just when it's just me, I got to remember to hit all the buttons. I got a lot of sounds for Hitch. See, you don't understand how hard it is to make custom sounds for Hitch because you got to try to anticipate what he's going to talk about. So I have to take things like pre-World War II and, like sounds from that era. Do you know how hard it is to find that shit on YouTube or tape or record or whatever? Like it's pretty hard. So there's some pretty obscure references, but I do have a lot of sounds. Maybe you can start producing this thing for me. There's a way you can log in as just a producer and just run the whole thing. Like, honestly, I'd appreciate that if somebody would run this board, especially when I'm doing the lives. So he says 8 and 9. Oh, my Lord. This guy, the doc, I'm telling you, bro. This would be a good one if Bone was on here right now. If I could get Bone and Hitch going back and forth between the 8 and 9. But I'm not going to let you rage mate me into that. I don't really see that as a viable option. Now, okay, I'm a humbled Lions fan. Anything can happen, but I really don't feel like that's going to be. I just don't see it, man. This coaching staff, this front office has done nothing but get better and better and better. The confidence builds. DJ Reed said, walking into this building, and I'm butchering the quote, but you could feel that everything was about winning. And I didn't really capture it that great, but it just seems like we've turned such a corner as a Lions organization that comments like that belong in Chicago. So if you keep making comments like that, we are going to anoint you the unofficial Chicago Bears fan, whether you like it or not. You might be a Bears fan. Okay, thank you, Ryan. If you really want to do this, I swear to God, I'm going to send you this and contact you after this episode. All you got to do is hit buttons. Oh, here he comes. Okay. Now the dude is throwing some stuff back at me, and he's actually giving me some stuff to talk about. He says, schedule brutal, new offensive coordinator, and DC unproven. What's unproven about Shep? He has been the little guy on Aaron Glenn's shoulder since this whole entire defensive scheme has been created. I mean, he has been. He is now the Jedi Master, right? Shout out to Hitch on this one. But I think Shep has been proven since before he got here, right? He was a well-respected guy in the locker room, a well-respected brain. I mean, he has been studying, and if anything, he is more intense and more younger. And I think from what I've seen out of his intensity and his interviews, demands more out of this defensive staff than Aaron Glenn. If anything, he wants to take it to the next level. And if I know a guy like that, he's been waiting for the last couple of years, figuring out, okay, when it is my turn, what am I going to do to take this to the next level? And old Johnny Morton, he's a Dan Campbell cutaway. These guys, he's here for a reason because Dan knows and trusts this guy, right? So this is just, okay, Is it going to be the offense we've seen? No, but I truly think it's going to be less pizzazz and more of a finely tuned weapon. It's going to be less boom or bust. It's going to just be more of, I don't know, kind of what you saw with Tom Brady and the way he ran the Patriots offense. And just the way he ran it smooth. It was very smooth and they used their weapons. I'm not saying Jared Goff is Tom Brady, but Tom Brady did say, hey, I'd love to be in that offense. And our offense isn't changing. The whole scheme didn't change. This is just, in my opinion, kind of somebody a little bit more polished taking it. This guy just doesn't spew to me that, hey, in the next 2 years, Johnny Morton wants to be the next head coach. I really feel like this guy just, no offense to old Johnny Boy, but he seems like he's in his lane. And this is perfect. So, it's just, I guess I'm really eager for the season to start to prove some of my haters, maybe brush the dew off of all this hate that's coming on. But it, God, you're getting good. You're getting me almost to rage bait level. You really are. Okay. This is why I can see why you guys do a wrestling podcast. This is good. Okay, now he's saying he wasn't that impressed with Aaron Glenn. I'm not going to defend this guy's body of work, but to the umpteenth level, but you got to give the guy credit for what he took this defense to and what he did with a broken defense. So it's probably been some of the best defensive scheme, the defensive coaching I've seen since I've been a Lions fan. He did a lot with third, fourth string, practice string corners. And it says so much about how the NFL was impressed with him that they hired him to be a coach. Now, why he decided that the Jets was the option, I'm not going to defend that. Honestly, I think no matter how good of a coach he is, that wasn't the place to show his talent. But he got a bag, he got a shot. Good for him. All right, so the doctor comes in and says to us, the hot take the dude has needs to be when Hitch is on. See, Hitch, the audience is calling for you. All right, that's a good point. So now it's probably a good opportunity for me to tell you guys where Hitch is at. I reached out to him today, and he didn't really want anybody to know, but the last couple months he's been working tirelessly on setting up a hot yoga studio. So it's kind of more of like mix between CrossFit and hippie yoga. And when I mean CrossFit, I mean you're going to sit there, cross your legs, and talk about getting fit while you chain smoke and drink Rolling Rock. So, Hitch, we wish you the best of luck in your hot yoga studio. You are missed, but I am glad that we can now bet on you at least, because I keep telling everybody, he's more than just a man of mystery. He's more than just a wise Detroit sports legend, right? I mean, for those of you guys don't know Hitch, he is a local St. Clair Shores football legend around here. He set numerous records at our high school. So, when you have a talent like that, you don't let it go. You work around it. So, Hitch, we're working around you. I'm trying to take this thing to the next level with you. I just need you to hop on and join me. Hitch doesn't have PTO yet, McSkeeter says. Yeah, probably just reset. No, in all seriousness, guys, his brother just got married this past weekend, so congrats to John. He watches, and he was a part of the wedding, and he's just doing family stuff as usual. So I just like to come up with fun ideas where he's at. It makes me smile, but I do miss him. He is the all wise one. I wasn't kidding about that. I think he'd have some hot takes right now on some of this stuff, and I think he'd appreciate all the comments too. Well, yeah, okay. So the dude and I finally agree on something. He says he did it. He says Aaron Glenn, he did a great job with the run D. I'll give him that. Thank you. Thank you. You are a gentleman. You are a gentleman. Okay. Thank you for that. Um, I again, you're getting close back into rage baiting me, so I'm going to cut myself off there. He says I'm a Mike. The dude says I'm a Mike Valeni disciple. I can appreciate that, man. I like Valeni. Honestly, in his rant era days when I was in my younger 20s, I think I got into it with him on the radio, and let's be honest, I really like that. But when I do listen to 97.1, he's the only one on there worth listening to. And I think he makes it well known. And I think it's kind of funny how he pokes fun at all the other guys on there for just making the obvious take. But I think it's nice when you get the Valeni stamp of approval with the Lions because, man, if you are a Mike Valeni disciple, then you should know out of anybody, that guy trashed us hard. He would not let us celebrate a single touchdown. No matter what we did, he humbled and kept us in check. And now look where his G-men are at. They're a laughable organization. The doctor says he could see goat yoga, but hot yoga. See, they tried it with the goat yoga, but between the smell of Hitch and the smell of the goats, something had to go, and the goats went. So, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what, though. That's not a bad AI concept to generate this. What this Hitch's hot yoga studio would look like. I don't think I could craft the smell, but I could craft the look pretty well. He says, "Oh my God, who picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl last season?" I don't know. The dude said somebody picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl last season. It wasn't me. I don't think it would have been the Doc either. He's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I doubt that. All right, so what else is going on in the wide world of sports? I think we've covered all the main hot topics, right? The BuzzFeed topics. Now it's starting to time to get into. I want to get everybody excited for this Hall of Fame game that's coming up. I actually forgot that the Lions were even playing in it. It's against the San Diego Chargers, which I don't know. When was the last time we played the Chargers? I don't. That'd be a good comment. Someone put that down or find that for me because I don't know when the last time we played the Chargers is. But not something I'm usually giving two shits about because it's usually like the Cowboys and the more marquee teams. But hey, when our Lions are playing, I'm going to watch, right? Especially since the dude seems to think that the defense is going to look so different and the offense is going to look so different. I don't see that. Oh my God. Look at this, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know if I should bring this up. I really didn't. I even almost made it part of the topic, but I thought to myself, dude, nobody's going to want to talk about this. But then some guy in the comments says, Detroit getting a WNBA franchise in 2029? Oh my Lord, we have some WNBA fans. So the dude is our first WNBA fan. Okay, well, if that's what you guys want to talk about, I was actually thinking about this on my way to work. It's not a bad idea. With the resurgence of the not the resurgence, but the resurgence of the WNBA. The Shock was a big name. Bill Laimbeer is a big basketball name. If you're going to bring this back, you don't change the name and you incorporate Bill Laimbeer into it somehow. I really just don't see how you screw this up. This looks like a way to get more seats in the LCA because that place is, in my opinion, trash. LCA is terrible. Nobody wants to go watch sports games there. It might be okay for a concert if you're paying $1,200 to sit in the front row, but I'm sorry. I don't know how the ticket prices look. I don't know what the average stadium sells out in a normal town where there's a WNBA franchise, but I'm not opposed to it, honestly. They seem to play some pretty damn good basketball. Uh, I can't say the NBA is a phenomenal league like it used to be in the 90s. So, hey, give the NBA some competition, a run for its money. If the tickets seem to be cheaper and it's a better product, I'll go watch the WNBA. From what I understand, the dude's already going to get a suite for us. So now that he's such a big fan, maybe he can get a luxury box. It could be the DDW slash Detroit Fan Forum WNBA luxury box. But I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool. Just don't screw it up. Don't mess the name up, and just somehow tie Bill Laimbeer to it because I believe they won a couple championships. Now, see, this is what I was waiting for because is the WNBA really anything more than Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Is this like you're either one or the other? I don't know. I truly don't know any other names of any athletes in the WNBA, and no disrespect, but um, who do we get? Do they have an expansion draft? I don't know. It seems like if there's money to be made in the city, I'm all cool with it. Gets people down here. The Duke can finally watch. Uh, his dreams can come true. He can finally watch women's basketball. If it's gonna make everybody happy, I'm good with it. Doesn't really bother me that much. And quite honestly, it's not like anyone's gonna go watch the Red Wings play there, right? So who gives a shit? So okay, I gotta ask everybody before we get too lost in the WNBA talk. Um, the stuff that's been going on in the NHL in the last couple days has been strange. We saw Jalen Ramsey get traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is not a Pittsburgh Steeler move. It's a Dolphin move for sure to get rid of him. Um, the Steelers seem to be coveting old players past their prime that still have big money that follows them. I don't get it. Franco, if you're listening, you're the biggest Steelers fan I know. You hate Aaron Rodgers more than anybody I know. You told me that you're done watching them and you're about to. I told you you're welcome to watch the Lions, but this would probably be a good season to start really getting off that Steelers bandwagon because I don't get it. I don't know. They still haven't locked T.J. Watt up. They're apparently negotiating with him. Why would you wait to negotiate with T.J. Watt and prioritize Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey and trading for what's his face? God dang it, I can't even remember his name now. Top 5 wide receiver in the NFL right now. Anyways, it just to me it just blows my mind, right? It's a very, very, very strange thing. I'm seeing these winners and losers from Steelers, Dolphins, blockbuster trade, big names, but I don't really see blockbuster to it. So Jalen Ramsey still can play ball, but I don't know. It's very, very interesting. I do want to say I watched this video when David Montgomery was on the Dew's Chicago Bears, and Matt Eberflus was the head coach. Or no, it was Matt Nagy was the head coach. And David Montgomery runs up to him, and he walks up to him, and it was in camp, and he's like, "Hey, coach." He's like, "When are we going to be practicing in all pads?" And he's like, "Why?" And he's just like, "So I want to run the ball." And he's like, you're not made for Sundays. Don't worry about it." And he's like, "Yes, I am. I want to run the ball." And it was like, what the hell? As a head coach, this is okay. I get why the Bears suck as an organization. That's just another reason. But it's like just reminded me of why David Montgomery is such a dog. Like that guy I just want to run the ball. So I'm going to say that all season. Anytime someone says shit about David Montgomery, I'm going to say he just wants to run the ball. Just let him run the ball. That's all you need to do. Just let him run the ball. All right, what else is going on in the NFL? Ooh, we got a hey yo from 8-Bit Villain. I love that. That's a solid ass name. Whoever 8-Bit Villain is a dope name. Yeah, how do you not lock up TJ Watt? I agree. Back to my original point. I'll take him on the Lions all day. I'll take an NBA sign and trade deal all day, but I don't get that. He has shown you nothing but consistency, and it's in his bloodline to just completely be a G. What else we got? Top news. I love these redrafting like it freaking matters. Ooh, Rodney Harrison to be inducted into the Chargers Hall of Fame. And the dude brought up nicely that we played him 2 years ago. Thank you for bringing that up. I should know that I do enjoy the Chargers. I've always liked that organization. Excuse me, for some reason. So it says Steelers have no intention of trading TJ Watt, remain focused on extending him. What's the focus? Just extend the guy. That organization's focus just seems to be completely off. Browns release, I'm going to slobber this. Agbo Akarano, the defensive end after 2 seasons, pass rusher. Again, the news is quiet in the NFL. I'm more just excited for this Hall of Fame game to see my boys in Honolulu Blue get out there and dance around. Although what I wasn't excited to see was that you've got fucking Eric Ebron back in the Lions facility this week. I wanted to bring that up when Hitch is here because Hitch loves Eric Ebron so much. If anybody wants to order Hitch a jersey or a T-shirt or anything, get him an Eric Ebron one. But yeah, he's back there meeting with vets or meeting with rookies, and dude, get out of here. You're a waste of space. Literally no Ebrons allowed. Oh, okay. I know who 8-Bit Villain is. Thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate that. You're my Facebook trolling buddy. You like every little trolling message I send out there. Yeah, so when it comes down to these pass rush guys like the Steelers, listen, man, if you have a once-in-a-generational pass rusher on your team, lock them up. We're going to do that with Hutchinson. I really like that I can trust my general manager to manage our contracts, manage our cap space. He doesn't seem to be out there with any type of vengeance or grudge. I was looking, they were trying to figure out what his best draft pick was, right? Because it's so hard to figure, okay, what is Brad? Brad Holmes has done so many badass things. It's St. Brown. Like, leave it in the comments and you can tell me what your most favorite St. Brown moment as a Lions fan has been. But it's I feel like if there's ever going to be a draft pick that he can hang his hat on, it'll always be St. Brown, which is just great. Because he's nothing but a great representation for this city. And I'm confident that he's not betting on games like Malik Beasley is. Oh, Malik. What is wrong with you? And at the same point with these guys and this whole betting when it comes to sports. Now, I'm not big into sports gambling, sports betting. It's never been my thing. Hitch is into betting on things that we really can't talk about, but he does like to gamble, just not on sports. But when you're making all that money and you like to bet, you're walking down a fine line now with this legal betting because I feel like they can honey trap you any point in time they want, right? I really hope these young guys that are coming into the league are being taught on how to handle this because this just feels like if somebody wants to let's say, start digging around, they're going to find something with these guys. I mean, it seems to go hand in hand with athletes gambling, whether it's with cards, whether it's whatever to buy time. Um, it just sucks because it just seems like every year there has to be one little headline about a Detroit player, like the whole JMO thing. Now you got Malik Beasley. We just went to Savvy Sliders today to get dinner, and I pull up and Malik Beasley's on the Savvy Slider uh, screen, and I'm just like, God damn. And what did Jason say? What did he say? He had a good little smart ass comment for Malik Beasley gambling, but yeah, it's just like, dude, that hurts, right? It feels like we get a couple inches closer with a good image on the city, and then you throw Malik Beasley out there. So they'll shed him and get rid of him right out of it. I just I don't know. Oh boy. If anybody can explain to me the NBA offseason and how this works, I would gladly lend an ear, because I tried making sense of all these sign-in trades and all of these roster and cap space moves that are made, because it's so funny, you know. The NBA loves they love their LeBron, they really do. The guy picks up his $56.1 million option, right? And now it's, where's he going to get traded to? Like, I really want to see what the media is like when LeBron's out. I mean, they're really digging deep on this guy for off-season storylines, because, I mean, unless you're coming off like a storybook season, your guys like Dame Lillard, they just cut him. He's gone. 2-3 years ago, it was Dame time. He was being paired up with the Greek Freak. Injury. He's cut. Gone. Just out like that. And then they bring in Miles Turner. So it's like the NBA just seems to be so loopholey and strange that I don't really even try to get into these contracts or the strategy, right? Like, if you're going to tell me there's a certain guy out there that I can get for the Pistons, okay, give me Devin Booker. Seems like you can make anything happen. So just go get me Devin Booker. Figure out, I don't even have to say, we don't have enough cap space, or we do or we don't, because somehow you make a 14-team trade deal where some guy's turning in the keys to his used boat, which has great depreciation, which gets turned around for Pokemon cards. It's just like, get me my player. I feel like if you're in the NBA, you got to sell this player to the organization and say, hey, make this happen because it's going to be good for ratings. Because I just don't get this shit. You know, I'm going through all these headlines, and it blows my mind, because you've got, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, you didn't have players moving every 5 seconds on all these weird, strange conditions. You know, I feel like if there was a big trade, it was like, okay, let's see how this plays out, right? Or let's come up with a different idea on how this trade could be. Now with the NBA, it's just like, okay, how do I make a super mega team somewhere else? So I'll leave it at that. You guys tell me what you're thinking about NBA offseason. You know, I don't want to beat up on LeBron that bad, because he kind of played in two different eras. Yeah, he has the flop and the hit. 8-bit villain. Again, love the name. Brought up the whole LeBron playing in the 80s. I'll give him a little bit more credit than some of these guys, because he came out in 2003, so he played in those early 2000s, late 90s mentality. But then you look at guys like Jalen Brunson. You want to talk about flop, dude? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think the guys that came out probably in like 2010 and up, that's where your ultra floppers, ultra softies come in. But again, you accredit that to the 3-point shot being taken all the fucking time. So there really isn't a lot of pressure to play sound basketball. Shit. All right, man. Look at this. We're sitting in here and I've been talking for an hour. I think it's now time to wrap this bad boy up. I am getting a call from Hitch's parole officer. Hitch, you did not tell him about what you're doing tonight. Been over this multiple times, so I hope you can get out of this one. God, he really is like the Beaver, man. Instead of leave it to Beaver, it's leave it to Hitch. He's just such a knucklehead. He's always in his little shenanigans. Him and Eddie Haskell. All right, guys. Well, this was really fun. I had a lot of different ideas. I hope I talked about some of them. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single person who just came on here for the chat. This was probably the most interaction we've had, and I could actually see the chat. So thanks again. All I ask is that you make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're liking, turning the notifications on. I need everybody that's been really like invested in watching and playing along to start sharing this thing, start going door to door, forcing your neighbors to subscribe to this thing, whether you know them or not. Just as a great way to introduce yourself. Say, listen, you've never met me. I've never met you. Listen to this podcast or else. Start soliciting people from different states. I don't care. If you're on vacation, same thing. Approach as many strangers as you can and force them to watch this podcast. And I will be very happy. All right. Well, thanks, guys. This will be chopped up, edited. Maybe I have a couple of Mr. Allen commercials in it. I don't know. Just depends. But this will be posted back on YouTube, Spotify. We are streaming on Twitch, whatever that means. And you'll see us on X. And I already mentioned Spotify. And somewhere on Facebook. Dude, we're everywhere. All right. Thanks. Bye. Peace. One pride.